Hi everyone, Elizabeth here. So I want to do a quick video in regards to 3 ways to help you build some emotional resilience as well as building your emotional intelligence. A lot of these topics I'm kind of cycling back through. I've already done a video in the past about emotional intelligence. I think that was probably from 2 to 3 years ago. A lot of these things people really didn't understand, or they just kind of thought like, whatever at the time. And now that people are waking up and kind of understanding what's happening today, a lot of these past videos and blogs are going to be really important for you to review to help understand certain things or to help you grow personally. And I will also link them down below for you to reference back to read or watch or listen at any time. Kind of the same way I've started the last several videos, things are getting intense and they're not really going to calm down for some point in time. We are in a very a deep war that obviously isn't a blood war. It could potentially happen to go in that direction, especially toward the next election cycle. However, we are in a type of war that is more of a psychological war that is trying to break your mindset as well as break your spirit. And those people who are the toughest mentally or the most connected to their spirit in terms of not kind of selling out or going and just getting their shot or whatever like that, although it's against their inner compass and their morality, those are the people that are going to be going through the long haul. I've learned a lot of those lessons in life, not only from being raised as an athlete. Athletics does push your mind and your spirit to go above and beyond its boundaries, and it helps increase your self-confidence as well as your pushes your belief systems and increases self-efficacy. A lot of athleticism, obviously it is a physical pursuit, but it really is, if you look at it on a deeper level, it is very spiritual in nature, because you are pushing your willpower and your spirit to points that you never thought your body could perform certain types of things. A lot of what is missing today is discipline, especially emotional discipline, discipline of your mindset. That's where emotional intelligence comes in. It's thinking before you speak and not becoming so reactive. If you look back or cycle back to videos of 2016, how people completely lost their mind when Trump won the election, you can see that we have cultivated a society of being more reactive rather than proactive. In addition, the brain and behavior has started to react like a computer. It's kind of like you just push the power button on or off, or flip a light switch on or off. And that is the balancing between your higher and your lower mind. So when you do become very reactive and a little bit more animalistic in your behavior, that's the lower mind that people are tapping into. And it's not coming from the higher mind, which is the gateway to your spirit as well as to your soul. It's to higher consciousness and higher levels of thinking. So I wanted to give like a brief little context on that. And I basically, throughout my experience of athleticism as well as studying yoga in India, when a guru has you standing up and holding your palms above your head for 5 minutes, it sounds really easy, but when your body is trembling and your shoulders and hands are shaking and you can't even cup your hands, you have to keep them completely flat straight, it pushes your mental boundaries. That's the same thing I learned on the Camino. You can go back to my videos in, was that 2018 or 19? I can't even remember when I hiked the Camino, 2018. And to see how much pain I was in at certain points in time, and overcoming all of the negativity and the fear in life by walking forward. It's the mindset that kept the body continuing to move forward. So 3 ways that you can start to help build some emotional resilience, because like I said, it's not going to get better anytime soon. It's going to get worse. And this group of people, the pharmaceutical companies and all of them, are really going to do everything they can to continue to build more and more chaos to try to take control or complete ownership of things. So the first thing is to use the theories from Buddhism on detachment. You have to detach from the negativity. If you completely spend so much time reading about everything that's horrible that's happening in the world, and Biden wanting people to go and knock on doors, you have to give yourself a break from all of this stuff. Here's the thing. I 100% have my mind set up about the shots and everything that's happening, that I don't need to spend more time to justify my thoughts online. It's good to bring awareness and to stay connected to what is happening, but you have to learn how to detach or have borders and boundaries on the things that drive you crazy, because you will become like the other people who are literally going insane right now on this topic. I mean, a brief side note is somebody that I know from a retirement home said that one of his family members said that all unvaccinated people should be rounded up and put into a camp, kind of like a concentration camp. And it's like, and they're Jewish, and where in any right frame of mind does anybody think that that is morally or ethically okay, especially when half the people have been completely fooled on this topic? So use the detachment to release or walk away from the things, or have borders and boundaries on the things that bring you too much negativity. It's going to be really important for your emotional well-being. Now, I just had a really important thought as I said that, and I paused, and now it just kind of escaped my mind. Oh yeah, this is the thing. So the type of detachment that the government has tried to promote through the last year is the creation or the cultivation of psychopathy and narcissism, which detachment is a big part of their personality traits. It's detaching yourself from the love and the warmth of other people. You do not want to detach from that part of humanity. You want to detach from the things of your lower mind, as well as detach from the stuff that is driving you to these negative spirals. Step 2, another way to build emotional resilience is to reconnect to your moral compass and reconnect to the heart center. I've talked about this in other videos. The heart is the master organ. Now, if you want to detach from the things that are negative, you want to reattach to the things that bring you love and warmth and light and positivity. It's not going to be an easy cakewalk for the next few years, but we have to reconnect to this, because that is where a seed, it takes warmth for a seed to grow. So if you want the seeds of your life or something to grow in your own life, you have to spend time more in that positive energy to help kind of recreate or cultivate things that you want in your life. I'm doing this in front of my little patio garden to show you. I've never gardened in my life. I have no clue what I'm doing. It's like my basil is turning a little yellow, but still, like, this is the point. You can start to cultivate and grow things just through the minor seeds. So you have to reconnect to that and start to remove yourself from like Facebook and too much time spent on these social media tools that are trying to increase the psychopathy and the animalistic behavior or thoughts that are within you. The heart is extremely powerful, as well as your aura. You want that to be built up. You can build that up through spiritual tools, things like nature walks and yoga and meditation. Now, that is a whole other topic in itself. You can connect to any sort of entity. You can connect to false light. So if you do meditate, say you believe in Jesus, you need to connect directly to God or to Jesus. I've come to learn that throughout my 20 years of meditating. And now I don't mess with energy anymore, really, because like in Reiki and all that, I've seen some pretty amazing miracles happen, but for some reason it was like always stuck in some loop. So I've come to realize that it's a type of energy that you have to really tap into, which for me, the truth of that energy would be the direct incarnation of God, which would be, let's just say, Jesus. So no other entity creates that, because that is the chrysated heart, the Christ consciousness that you want to invoke evoke in your life or implement in your life. So you need to get in touch and in tune with that energy to have those experiences. The third way to help build emotional resilience is really challenge yourself. This is why I talked in the beginning about my experience on the Camino or studying yoga or athleticism, things like hiking. Even if you can't hike, if you're morbidly obese, just walk around your block. That's the first step. And then maybe you walk 2 blocks, and then you walk 3 blocks, and then you walk a mile. These things will all help you build up your physical body as well as your mental body. I've noticed so many people who are super physically strong, they're a little bit more egoic, but they really are very rooted into their mindset because they have built up that resilience physically, and the mind and the body and the gut and all of that is interconnected like its own little garden. So you have to challenge yourself, and the more you challenge yourself physically and or mentally, say through like something like meditation or swimming or something like that. If you have a fear of water and you start to take swim lessons, you're going to break these barriers that are going to push you to places that you never thought that you could go to. And you're going to see yourself grow and expand in ways that you may not have ever believed in yourself. These things will help bring you into that moment of either clarity or refer you back to the moment. Be like, remember when I was so physically trashed and exhausted and I didn't think I can climb up that mountain, and I took a break for a minute, I let myself rest, and then I climbed up that mountain. All these experiences help you rebuild or are like a reference to those moments of when you didn't think you can do something and you did it, and you conquered and you achieved something that was greater than yourself, or achieved or overcame an obstacle that you thought that you couldn't complete. Challenging yourself is going to be one of the most important things, because it's the same thing as like a man sitting there getting tortured. It's why people love movies like Braveheart and certain Viking movies where you have, the hero is a type of archetype, and he or she, is just sitting there with a strong mind, just getting tortured. And no matter how much they get tortured, they will never reveal the secrets, or they will never give up, or they will never sell out to sell their country to, the enemy or things like that. Those are very admirable traits that we find in Hollywood, but we can become that type of person. So you really have to, one, detach from negativity, or at least limit it, process it, understand what's going on, and then transmute that energy through challenging yourself. Generally, that's through more physical means. The more you challenge yourself physically, the stronger your mindset gets, and vice versa. The stronger your mind, generally the stronger the physiology. And then you also have to connect to your moral compass. For example, I don't like Amazon or Jeff Bezos. I don't shop on Amazon. I haven't shopped on Amazon in a very, 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 very long time. I think maybe like once in the last 5 or 6 years did I shop because I needed to find typewriter tape for my 1960s typewriter. There's really nowhere else I can really find that except for something like that. But I'm just saying, like, I have such a disconnection and a dislike for the psychopathic culture of Amazon, as well as Jeff Bezos and everything him and Bill Gates are doing, that I do not have any desire to want to support that beast or that behemoth. I have no desire to want to eat Bugles or Cheetos just because they taste good. Humanity is worth more than my cravings. These freaking companies have long known what they're doing. They have hired food chemists to recreate your palate to be addicted to this junk and to become basically a walking zombie filled with plastic and processed foods and chemicals that you'll be hooked up to the medical system. I have no desire to be a part of that, so I don't support it. I don't support it morally. I don't support it with my money. You can protest with your feet by, with your cash flow on where you want to spend that. You have to really make a stand. And I'm so freaking sick of these stupid freedom fighters that are saying, how they're sick of the elites and billionaires, but they sell their fucking books on Amazon. Get off that platform, just like BitChute and Telegram are other platforms people are getting off of. Get those books off those platforms and put it on something else like lulu.com, which is a company that's not trying to take over the world. There are other means and ways of doing this. Or just sacrifice. Give yourself a little bit of a sacrifice in order to help recreate a new platform for people to get supported on, that probably you would make a lot more money on those platforms than through Amazon. So I hope some of these personal examples or some of these thoughts can kind of help you build emotional resilience, especially because a lot of people in other parts of the world and other countries have it a lot worse than we do in America. America has long changed the globe. That is part of globalism. So if we cave in America, this is not going to look good for the rest of the world. However, if we keep up the resistance and the rebellion against these pharmaceutical and governmental establishments and really stay rooted into our mindset and rooted into our spiritual beliefs and our freedom, then we have a fighting chance. All right, if you have any thoughts on this, please share them below. If not, have a great day. Build your garden. It's not too late. It's never too late. Let me tell you, my oldest client is turning 100 years old in September. She started playing ping pong at 97 years old, and now we can hit rallies in between 60 to 70 hits. That's amazing for somebody who's 99 years old and can't really see that well, but she can still see the ball. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.